Ché Noir, what's good?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm here vibing out to your shit. I'm like, yo, let
I
me get in my
hear.
mood. Let me get my little wine and shit. Let me mellow out because like I told you. Listen, I got a lot of questions, girl. So make sure you're
Oh
ready
shit. Okay, you
for these
prepared.
this fucking litany of questions I got. Is that even a word? Not the right context of
Gotcha.
word. I don't know. I'm sorry. So what's good, Shay? Let the people know. Hold on. First and foremost, man, I gotta put a disclaimer out there. So this is like this interview right here, and I got a lot of like rapper friends. I got a few MC friends, a lot of rapper friends, a few MC friends. So listen, rappers, if you are not into being an MC, this is not the interview for you. This is just a disclaimer, don't mind me. All right, this is not
Gotcha.
the interview for you. We have Miss Ché Noir on right now, one of the dopest MCs in the fucking game, period. I could say fuck it, I'm sorry. In the fucking game, period. All right, so disclaimer, or you rappers, get out of here. MCs, chime in. All right, so let me just
Appreciate that.
toast up to this little fine wine, my girl Ché, and the one-on-one with CEO Mcclain, man. First of all, before I get into my whole spiel and everything, I just want to say rest in peace to Fred the Godson.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I had Miss Rashida Wallace on the other day, a very close friend of Fred the Godson. I know you are heavily associated with Fred the Godson. So before we get into anything, just want to say rest in peace to Fred. I got a chance to meet the man. Dope. I mean, one of the dopest
Very humble.
metaphorically MCs ever touched the mic, yo. Rest in
Yeah.
peace to Fred the Godson, man. I just wanted to, give you some time to, say a few words for Fred, whatnot, before, we get into a whole interview and all that.
Well, of course, man. He was a very humble spirit. Actually, one of the most humbling people I've ever met in this industry so far. I met him for the first time when I did the Son of G-Rap show back in 2018. And as I was walking out, he went out his way to pull me aside and say, "Yo, you dope." And I asked him for a picture. He gave me a picture. He said, talk with me for a minute and everything. Gave me some advice, all of that. Like he's a dope dude. He was a
Right.
dope dude, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Yeah,
Fred.
it's just still don't even feel real, like
Yeah.
real shit. So
Whole pandemic shit don't even seem real. It's like people
nah,
dropping like that, man. So, shout out to Fred the Godson once again, man. And what are you doing to stay COVID free during these times?
staying my ass in the house. I'm not even being around people. I'm not even finna play with this shit because I actually got a couple more friends who has it. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I'm just trying to stay away from everybody.
Back, man. Stay your ass in the crib, man.
Yeah, staying in the crib.
That shit ain't no joke, man. All right. So we got that out the way, man. So got my girl Ché Noir in the motherfucking building. One of your boy CEO Mcclain. Let the people know who you are, where you from, and what the fuck you do, baby.
It's your girl Ché Noir. Of course, I'm repping Buffalo, New York, repping the whole 716 area, to be honest with you. I'm repping TCF, always repping Poetic Movement, always. And just, giving y'all good vibes.
That's what I'm talking about. So Ché Noir, like I do when I do interviews, I do extensive research because I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. I don't want to look silly. So that's not your real name. I don't know if you want people to know what your real name is, but I know your real name. I got it right there. So for the people that know you personally, know your real name, the people that don't know you outside of the music, where did you get the name Ché Noir? Because it doesn't coincide with your real name. So where you get the name from? Where you get that
Well, my nickname was Shay growing up. That's a
from?
part of
Okay.
my government name, my real name or whatever. And my last name, my real last name is Black. So my friend gave me an idea to just call it Ché Noir or Ché Noir. And I liked the way Ché Noir sounded a little better at the time. This was maybe back in 2014 when he gave me this, kind of came up with a name for me because I forgot what I was calling myself before that, but it was like some corny shit. So he's like, "No, you got to get you got to give." He's like, "You got to get something a little more catchy." So yeah.
So you grew up, Buffalo, New York, right?
Yeah.
So Buffalo, New York. Tell the people, just give a backstory right quick of how growing up, because I'm from Brooklyn, New York, so I know how up north is. So just tell people who don't know, like, how was it growing up in Buffalo, New York, and how was it? Are you still there, or how was the situation? Are you with Buffalo? Like, just tell the people how it is growing up in Buffalo.
Growing up in Buffalo, it has it's good and bad. I think really anywhere you live or anywhere you from, it's good and bad that comes with it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's no secret the things that I'm not the only one that is very vocal about the negatives that can come from living and being from Buffalo. You got the whole Griselda movement that's very vocal about it, but I talk about it too in my music as well. But it's not all bad. I have a lot of great childhood memories. You know what I'm saying? I touch on just being a kid. I remember being a kid going on the east side of Buffalo to go to Arcadia skating ring every weekend. That's a part of my childhood memories. I actually started doing music though when I moved to the Falls when I was like 14 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
And when I moved to the Falls, I still was coming back to Buffalo, every other weekend or whatever. But I actually got my music, I would say my passion for music when I moved to the Falls. But just growing up and being in Buffalo, like it's it has its pros and it also has its cons with it. But like I said, I still got a lot of good childhood memories there. That's
Mm-hmm.
where my roots is at. So I'm not currently there right now. No, I'm actually living in the Falls right now. But the
Okay.
Falls and Buffalo is like 20 minutes apart, so
Right.
it ain't really shit. So
Shit, cause I'm like, yo, cause I'm from New York, and like the best thing right now, I'm currently in Charlotte, and
hmm
I would never go back to to New York, B. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, like the weather, like I called my
yeah.
aunt the other day, I was like, hey man, how you doing? Checking up on her doing the Corona joint, and she like, yeah, it's 67 degrees, like,
Mm.
it's like 85 in Charlotte.
Yeah, y'all
And
living it up. No, that's a fact. I don't plan on staying here long though. I'm getting my shit together. Where I'm able to. I'm trying to go back down south too. Like I
Word.
got family down there. I'm trying to go a little southern, get up out of here. The weather really do it, man. I'm telling you, that kill it, man.
Yo,
Kill
that
it.
because it's a different. You know how they always say when you go to different parts of the city or the states, stuff like
Mm,
that. The weather hits different. Like Buffalo cold just hits different.
it's different.
Whew.
It's different.
Yeah.
I ain't been nowhere colder than Buffalo, and I've been a lot of places. I ain't been nowhere colder though. I ain't
Yo,
been nowhere colder. There's snow more. I ain't been nowhere.
hey, listen, Shay, come down to Charlotte, girl. There's a plethora of
I've never been to
art.
Charlotte. I gotta come down there because I've never been there.
You've never been to
It's a lot of
Charlotte?
people there I know too. It's a lot of because a lot of people that move from Buffalo and Niagara Falls, they either move to Charlotte or Atlanta. So but I ain't never been there before.
What?
Yeah, I gotta
Listen,
get down there.
listen. When you come down here, like you should have. Well, they moved CIAA now. They told you come down during the
hmm
CIAA time. But I mean, they got other stuff that they have coming down in Charlotte that you can do. When you come down, make sure you tap with me. I'm gonna show you. Tell you, like, listen, I show you where the spots is at. You gotta come
hmm
to Charlotte, man. It's a pretty dope city, man. So
All right, but
you got like I was just here vibing, right? Like I got a whole bunch of questions. I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh, you got a comfy seat. I see you got a comfy. You on the couch or something? What is that? You
oh
just,
yeah, I'm chilling.
okay. So I'm talking about because I got a whole lot of shit for you. So I was listening to the album, right? One thing, because me being a former MC and just listening to different artists and just hearing their story and just checking in on how they flow and delivery. One thing I could say about you, yo, because prior even to this, me hitting you up and getting this interview, I heard somebody like, yo, you gotta listen to her. And I was like, who's this girl? And I was like, yo, she's dope. The one that stuck out about me, with you is your delivery. Like some artists when they rap, the producer usually put the snares too high and things are just overlapping their voice, right? But with
hmm
you, like your flow, your delivery, like you on top of the beat. I hear every word you say, cadence, flow. Like you are on point. And I'm a people that know me know I'm a harsh critic when it comes to MCs.
hmm
You is fucking dope. Like take us through like your process of writing raps because you so ill with it. Like your words are so sharp and clear. Like take us through the process of how you go about writing.
I mean, I just go off whatever vibe I get from the beat that I'm listening to or whatever. Um, I got this thing with me where sometimes I'll try to go over like just with a flow, and it may not have any lyrics to it as of yet, but I put the lyrics on top of the flow. And then there's other times I just go right in. It just really depends on the beat and how I'm feeling, like the vibe I'm getting from it,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's really no secret to my
It's
to
just
my
natural.
craft. Yeah, it just comes natural. Like it's no secret to it. Like
Right.
it just depends on what type of vibe I get off the beat.
Right. Because I mean, like I said, when I listen, I'm like, yo, this girl is fucking incredible. Because usually how I listen to music, people send me joy all the time. I usually normally listen to the beat first, and after the beat didn't catch me, I'm done. You know, if the beat catches me, I go listen to the lyrics. The lyrics is whack, I'm done. The lyrics catching me, I'm good. When I first joint I heard from your joint, everything was together. I was like, oh my God, who is this girl? I was like, yo.
Also too, whoever on the song too, like, you know, I don't usually get people's verses when they send it, but some people will send the verses and I'm like, oh shit, okay, I gotta go in. Because I got this whole thing about me. I'm trying to kill whoever on the song with me.
Right.
So like, I don't know, I like that competitiveness with it. So that helps too with it.
Listen, don't be a Nas now. Shout out to my man Esco though. You hear a verse like, let me change my whole verse.
Oh no, I never changed the verse before. Ever. Never changed the verse. Because I didn't have verses already done, and then I had somebody come do it after, and I'm listening like, damn, they just killed me. But hey, I gotta take it. You gotta take that.
You'd be surprised how many people will actually be like, yo, that shit was dope. You might be like, that was dope. I thought you know what I mean? But you know, different people get different tastes, so I can attest to that. You never rewrote a verse. That's what I'm talking about. Cheers
never rewrote a verse, man.
So you got 3 studio albums, right? So one thing that pops out to me automatically, I was like, I gotta answer this. Like your artwork, your covers. One of them was by what's his name? Sapisi. What's his name? Hold up. Manuel Concepcion, right?
The cover art?
Yeah, the cover art. Because I want to go back because you got
oh, you talking about like the original, like where we got the inspiration from? Because it's only one person that's been doing my cover art for me.
Is it Manuel?
Nah, his name Miles. This is like my day one friend. I've been knowing him for years.
Who the fuck? So let me hold up. Let me erase this shit. Let me erase this shit here. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I would answer that. All right, but your cover art, right? Because like it seems like you take from like a lot of like before Christ, so to speak, type events. Like you got the David with the head of Goliath.
Yeah.
One is who's that guy with the bow and arrow with the hooves? And
you know what? I don't think a lot of people know that cover was like, that's an old cover. It's from a release I put out. That was the first Thrill of the Hunt that came out in like 2016. Right. It was re-released beginning of 2019. I don't know where that cover came from. You know, we just went off the vibe of the theme that I wanted. I told him the theme that I had, and he just went and made a cover from that. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? He just went off the vibe of the as far as the title that we have for that tape.
Right, because I was looking, I'm like, it seems like you draw from a lot of biblical times, you know, with the live. The other one, I wanted to ask you, what was the which I think it was like the stat one. It seemed like it had 2-part covers to the Juno EP.
Yeah,
it looked like it was 2-part. One was it like the Statue of Liberty, and then it was a 2-part cover to it, like the one where it has like the majestic kind of look to it. Like, was that a 2-part cover to that one?
Well, it was one that was for CDs, for the hard CDs, and then the one was just for streaming. The cover for like more streaming, yeah. Yeah, so that's another vibe, like you said, like biblical times, like more Greek mythology too towards that. Like that's where that inspiration, even for Juno, but you know, same thing for the Thrill of the Hunt 2 one too.
Okay. All right, yeah, coming to ask that because I'm like, I see. So is that going to be like sort of like your theme moving forward? I know you got the Essence album dropping this year. Like, is that going to be your theme moving forward? You're going to just draw from a lot of biblical times?
It really just depends off the content of that project. You know, the content and that cover and even the title all went so well together for Thrill of the Hunt 2, so that's why we went off that vibe. Same thing for Juno. I doubt if it'd be the same thing for my album when I drop the Essence, because I feel like I'm a level up with that one, so it's gonna be. I'm sure the content is not gonna be the same as Thrill of the Hunt 2 or Juno. So it's just really off the content, like, you know, the content and whatever I'm going for the title. Like, you got to base your cover around that. I'm not one of those people that like to have like a cover or just slap a cover or some shit. I don't like doing that. So it really has to go mesh well with the content.
Gotcha. All right. I definitely wanted to know that because I'm like, hold up, because there's one song. Wait. Wait. While the people is here, I want to play one of my favorite songs right quick off Juno, right? This joint right here, we're gonna get into the 38 special and all that, but I want to play this right, just a little snip. Hold up, where is it at? This joint right here.
Oh, Art of War.
Right here. Hold up, let me get some volume on this right here.
Love. I'm with some day one niggas that I'm dying for, and we are successful. It's a style that you can't find in stores. Straighten niggas up. I keep a gun big as an iron board. We both got guns, but see, I spray with mine. You don't die with stores. The verses recite the verses inside of churches. Sound like I'm spitting Bible verses. But ain't no pen when I write these verses. The only time I use a pen is on receipts when I sign a cursive.
Stop. When I sounded curses, right though.
Yeah. That was one of the first joints I did for Juno too. That was the first joint I wrote and recorded.
And the beat, right? The beat, the title, the wordplay, the content, everything matches the title of that song, The Art of War. Yo, I need you to paint a picture for me on what you was going through when you wrote that. Cause that's my favorite shit off that Juno. I mean, the whole shit was fire. But that
man, it's crazy. I remember when I wrote and when I recorded, because I wrote and recorded that. Well, I wrote it right in the studio. I wrote it right in the studio. This is when I was going out to the studio out in Rochester. Special had a studio out there in Rochester. And he played the beat, and him and my cousin was in the studio. It was just me, him, and my cousin, and they fell asleep. But I was listening to the beat for like an hour, and I was like, yo, this is like, I got to get on my shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like cutting niggas' heads off type shit. So I just was like, again, I'm going off the vibe of the beat. I was like, oh, I got to talk some shit in this, man. But it's so crazy because when I was writing every line, I just was like, woo, I'm on some shit. I'm on some shit, man. That shit was crazy.
Definitely on some shit, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
that was a vibe.
Yo, that like I had to go back and sit down, and I was like, all right. Like before, when I hit you, I was like, I gotta sit down and listen to like the whole body of work, to all three of the albums. The first one was like mixtape type joints. Then another one was all original. I was like, okay, once you got the original joints, I was like, oh yeah, she in her bag. Then I got to this one. And the first one, Declare War on the skip. Then that the war joint hit. I was like, I played it like 5 times before I got to any of the song. I was like, hold on, rewind. That joint was dope. Speaking of 38 Special, I read somewhere where like the whole how y'all met. I think he was on Facebook. You sent him a song. He was like, yo, come up there. So take us back from, when you sent him that song. Did you ever think when you sent, what was the song? Champion, I believe it was?
Yeah.
So take us back to that day when you was like, yo, man, I'm going to send this song, shoot my shot. Take us back to that day from when you shot your shot till now. Like, did you ever think this would be to fruition from sending that song initially?
I didn't, because I was looking at it like, actually, I wasn't even going to send him nothing. Like, my friend Miles actually, like, pushed me to send him something, because he was like, shit, what's the worst can happen? Like, he, don't open the message and don't listen to it, or he listened to it, don't fuck with it, or he listened to it and fuck with it. Like, but, I had him, his personal Facebook page for like maybe a month. And I was just waiting for the opportunity to have something like, because I had old shit that was already out, but I was like, nah, I need to send him some actual shit, like like current shit. Right. So I waited until I put that song out and I sent it to him. And not even like a minute or two later, he got back to me. And we talked on the phone for like 30 minutes. And me and my cousins drove up to Rochester, which is like an hour away from where we at. And that first sit down we had with him, he was like, I want you to be part of the team. And we just went from there. Like, he sent me the because the first joint that I got on that he had was the song from Son of G-Rap with me, him, and Anthony Hamilton. And it's even a crazy story behind that situation too, because
tell it. I want to know.
Because it's crazy because when he sent me the beat, I probably rewrote a verse maybe like 2 or 3 times. Like, and I went up there with that third verse I probably wrote. I went up there. And I, recorded in front of him. He just was like, I think you can go harder. Right. So but he was the first person to really kind of like push me, like, nah, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna push you to be your best self. So he was actually one of the first people that like listened to a verse I had and was like, nah, you can do better. You can go harder. And like, you know, challenge me in that way.
And that's good that you, because a lot of artists can't really accept constructive criticism, right? You tell them something and they feel like they know it all, like, I got it, stuff like that. So that's good that you're able to accept constructive criticism, because, you know, and it all depends on how the person relays it, right? So if it's relayed in a way where it's like, it's helpful and it makes sense, you're like, you know what, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Let me try that.
Yeah, because you ain't going to get it at first. Like, you know, coming from, I ain't never had to do no shit like that. I come from, like, before I met Special, I used to do shit like go to the studio, record, and then damn near put the shit out the next day after I recorded it. Like, so you ain't getting a chance to sit with your shit, like, and actually, okay, like, listen and say, okay, I can go harder on that part. You know, I never got, like, into doing shit like that. So when I sat down with him, my initial thoughts was like, well, what are you talking about? This shit harder than me. But I went back and I was like, oh, no, I could go harder. He's talking, you know, he's being honest. So, yeah, that's how it be.
So take us through that, right? So I know he got the label is Trust Gang, right? So what was it? Benny the Butcher, you, Class Murder, 38 Special. Break down that part of it, like the Trust Gang. Telling people that don't know the label. That's kind of like, that's not the label, right? That's like what I'm looking for. Okay, you got Trust Gang, you got TFC is the label.
TCF is and Trust Gang. It's all the same thing. Like, TCF is the label. That's the label.
That's the label. Okay.
I'm actually the newest member of TCF, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm the newest member of it. Okay. So, you know, Benny was actually with TCF like years before I came a part of it. And a lot of people know they was like real big local rappers around this area. Like they had shows here in Niagara Falls and Buffalo that was selling out. You know what I'm saying? Like they was holding signings for fans and shit. Like they was mad big. They had a movement. You know, but you know, Benny is with Griselda now, and it's still all love with, you know, with that, you know. But I'm actually the newest member of TCF, and you know, just coming aboard, it just kind of made me sharpen my pen, right? You know, because I'm around a bunch of spitters, right? And they not letting up, you know what I'm saying? Especially never let up on me on no track before. So you know, when you coming around that type of shit, you gotta have your blade sharp. So you know, like spinning around, being around him, being around Benny, Class, like all they spitters, right? They spitters. So you know, you got to be on top of your shit when you fucking with them. And I want to ask that too, because you know, being around, because you know, a lot of times when they look at hip hop, it's such male dominated, right? So you know, I got Little Kim, Foxy, Cardi B now, Nicki Minaj's, you know, Rhapsody that's currently out now, killing the game and stuff like that. Like, how do you, being that you amongst these spitters, right? Like, do you feel like every single time you got to go out and outdo them, or you just want to go and just do you and be you? I'm just doing me. I'm just doing me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have fun with it. Like I said, I like that competitiveness, but that's not, you know, if you go in like that, I feel like you're going to drive yourself crazy. Like, you'll never be satisfied with anything. You know, so, no, I'm just doing me, man. I'm just being myself in the lane that I'm in, so. Bet. Hold on one second. I'm trying to read the comments here. People is chiming in and all that. I see. What's up? How y'all doing? Yeah. You know, I gotta acknowledge them sometime. What up, y'all? Yeah, send your send, if you wanna send a question, send your questions and all that, and we get to them. All right, Shab, I see you. Sometimes I gotta say what's up to everybody like that, because sometimes they be like, yo, you don't never acknowledge you. You be doing this interview, you be saying stuff. You know, I'm like, I'm be so into the interview. I'm sorry. So like, okay, next time. Yeah, no, that's a fact. Yeah, they go there and say something. So let's take this back to the beginning, right? Not even the beginning. Yeah, take it back to the beginning, right? People know Ché Noir, the rapper, right? I want to know the outside of the rapper. In one of the songs, you had a verse in there. We're talking about your pops being incarcerated, getting away from the upbringings of church and stuff like that. So just take us back to before Ché Noir, the rapper. How was life like then, and then transitioning into like, yo, I want to really do this music thing? Well, you know, coming up, I had my biological father was like in and out of prison, you know, that so that took a lot of you know, a whole childhood with him that took that, you know, away. That was out the window. I had a stepdad who raised me from a kid, but again, he spent time in the feds when I was a kid, got out, you know, was out for years, and then went back when I was a teenager. So, you know, just dealing with that. You know, I actually went to school. You know, that's a fun fact about me. I don't think a lot of people know I went to college. I actually graduated from college. Yeah, because music wasn't something. I would say music wasn't something I was a kid fiending to do. Like for me, I was just like I was trying to figure my journey. I was trying to figure out the fastest way to get my mama and my sisters out the situation they in and get some money. And I thought going to school was that, you know, was going to do that for me, but I didn't have any passion in it. I actually started getting serious about my music while I was in school. I had linked up with a lot of producers while I was in school. I got turned on to a lot of hip hop that I didn't really grow up on that kind of inspired me to want to do my shit. And then like when Griselda went and got the Shady deal, that really inspired me to really take my shit serious. Right. I had people around me telling me to take, because I always could rap, but I just never, like, again, I never took the shit serious before. So I would say I was probably around like 21, 22 when I put out my first mixtape. And, you know, I just took it from there. But like, you know, I would say the Ché before the music was just, you know, a kid, you know, battling, trying to get out the situation they was in, like, you know, the bullshit I've been going through. You know, it's no secret. I talk about the shit all the time in my music, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So to take us, so what's your rap style? Because like I've been reading a couple of like blogs and stuff like that, and you know, people a lot of times when you in any type of industry or ball play, whatever industry you in, and you know you have the attention on you, people try to paint pictures for you or try to depict who they are and how they feel you are, right? But nobody knows who you are. So I was reading, right? So that somebody had, when I was about the rap style, it was like raps full of snappy brass and aggressive threats. Then one person said bringing the streets into cinematographic imagery, right? So those are the things that I was looking at. So you describe your rap style. Like, what's Ché Noir? What is your rap style?
My rap style is, I definitely would say, like, I don't disagree with any of those things you read off. But just to add on that, of course, it's the consciousness. You know, I would say it's pain. You know, I always describe myself as the voice for the voiceless because, you know, I speak about this with my friends a lot because I got brothers, uncles, you know, even my little sisters who going through what they going through. You know, when I go in the studio, I'm thinking about them. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about something for them to listen to get them through their week. Because I know how it was for me being a kid listening to my favorite rappers growing up. My favorite rappers had music that was getting me through the bullshit I was going through. Whether it was DMX, Nas, Jay-Z, Jadakiss, whoever it was I was listening to. They had something that pulled me out of whatever pain and, you know, just bullshit I was going through. So I keep them in mind because they don't have the platform to express themselves. And that's the biggest reason. That's the biggest problem in our community is not being able to express ourselves. Because I know I was a kid that went through that, you know what I'm saying? And I acted out in a way to get attention because I couldn't express myself any other way. So now that I have a platform that I was blessed with, I'm going to vocalize this. And that's why I call myself the voice for the voiceless because they don't have them platforms. But when they listen to my shit, they feel like their story is being told through me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I really, you know, look at it.
Right. That's dope. Cause like every artist like has a story, right? So you take like, you know, Jay-Z, how you mentioned, you know, turned drug dealer, he turned that rap 50 Cent, you know, getting shot, and then turning that to music, you know. So when people look at see Ché Noir, like we know your story because it's all written inside the music, right?
Yeah.
And I like that about you because it's like a lot of rappers, like you true to who you are, you true to what you say, right? So,
because I've been through it. It's like, you know, I speak for kids. Like I'm one of them kids who had to deal with, you know, having a parent, that was actively battling drugs in the house growing up, you know, dealing with parents in and out of prisons, you know, losing friends to gun violence very young, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, and being a kid who beat those odds coming from that, going to college, graduating from college. Now I'm doing music and I created this platform for my, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
In a matter of a few years off of my music. Like, you know, I've been through that, so I can speak on that. And it's a lot of people around me, even kids that I don't know that I wasn't aware of, that's been through those same things. So I really feel like it's a responsibility, you know what I'm saying, to use your platforms to reach those people.
Right. That's dope. Another question I got for you. I know I'm just going to backtrack a little bit to you alluded to that you said a lot of fun fact, nobody know the degrees. What degrees you got that you studied in, that you got your degrees in? What fields of study and degrees in?
Well, I started in the psychology field, and I ended up getting associates in humanities and science.
Nope, stop.
Yeah, it's crazy when you in that shit. You be overanalyzing everything. Like it was weird, but I did that for like 2 years. I ended up getting an associates in humanities and science. Then I went to Buff State, and I got a bachelor's degree in communications.
Oh man,
Yeah.
look at that! Look at that! See,
yeah.
motherfuckers. It's not just street shit. A lot of times that some artists talk about. It's a whole plethora of knowledge inside.
Hell yeah! I learned a lot being in school. I thought I wasted my time, but I learned a lot. Like I'm actually, like, because I was when I changed my major to communications, I started studying film, and I'm applying that to a lot of shit because I want to get into that shit at some point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Use what I get off of my music to create another platform. Like, you know what I'm saying, with the film shit. And that's a whole nother world. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was studying it, it was a whole nother passion that I tapped into. So I said I got to go back to that shit at some point.
Right. Yeah, that's dope, man. Because people sometimes they look at certain artists and they just judge a book by its cover, or they just judge a book, you know, by the lyrics that they hear. And like for me, one of my favorite artists is like 21 Savage, believe it or not. Like that dude is well educated. Like you hear his rap sometimes, be like, I can't get with it. But it's like if I be actually sitting down, like listening to his interviews and stuff like that, dude is very articulate with his words. He takes his time. He knows what he's saying. You know, he's just giving y'all what y'all want to hear. You know, I think a lot of times people get sidetracked with that with artists. They just think that, you know, because of the music they put out, or they uneducated and stuff like that. So that's dope. So like, who are your musical influences? That's either in past, present. Like, who do you look up to? Who do you be like, yo, I want to get my penmanship up to that point?
I mean, of course, Nas is like my all-time favorite. That's my favorite rapper ever.
That's my favorite.
I used to be a kid. Like, this is back when you had to go on like what is it, a desktop, and you have to go type in the website. And
talking about the AOL with the dial up.
Yeah, you had to go type the website in to find the lyrics.
Don't
print the lyrics out.
Don't show your age.
Oh yeah. But this was back. Yeah, this was back when you had to do that. You know, and I used to go print the lyrics out, and I used to study Nas lyrics. Like he had some shit where I was like, yo, what is going through this dude's mind? Like he on some different level shit. So I used to be a kid so I used to have, man, stacks of papers like with his lyrics, studying that shit. I used to be in class, you know, teachers teaching. I'm in the back reading his lyrics, like underlining everything, man. The shit was so crazy. Like that's my all-time favorite, man. Like him, of course, Jay-Z. Like I grew up on Jay-Z. Of course, DMX. I grew up on DMX. And like one thing that attracted me to DMX was his pain and just his honesty. Like
still, you know, till today. Shit.
Yeah, like his honesty. Like it was different level. Like, but who else? Lauryn Hill. Miseducation was like one of my favorite. One of my favorite albums of all time. I used to be so obsessed with like the instruments and everything in that album, like how the production was so built, her lyrics over it. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Jadakiss was like one of my favorite. Beanie Siegel used to be one of my favorites.
Broad Street Bully. Facts.
I used to just listen. Like I was a lyric person, so I used to just listen how they put their words together. Like it's like they was having a conversation. That used to be my thing when I first started rapping. I was like, I want it to sound like I'm having a conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to force.
What happened?
Phone call.
Oh, you good? I'm used to it by now.
Yeah, but like that used to be my thing. Like just having, like I want it to sound like I'm having a conversation. So.
So let's go back for a minute. I know I'll be like sometimes like let's go back for a minute, but I ain't gonna go all the way back. 38 Special, right? Because I mean, he worked with the likes of a lot of people. I ain't gonna name the names. You know, one of the most notable people that he had worked with, that's one of my all-time favorite producers, is Alchemist. Like I would love to hear you in particular on the Alchemist beat. So like with 38 Special, right? What makes that chemistry so good between y'all? Because it's really hard sometimes to have an artist that's really dope that, you know, can find a producer that matches their wits. And I feel like 38 Special, the way he does his beats, it caters to what you do so great. So how y'all chemistry, like what made you say like, yo, 38 Special, I want you to produce a bulk of my records and not say, hey, I want to go work with an Alchemist or something?
What's up, Letterman? I think just us, I don't know, me and Spesh, we just kind of got that thing where we like cut from the same cloth. Like we didn't, you know, we relate on a lot of pain. I done sat and had hour-long conversations with Spesh just about my life, about his life, his upbringing, my upbringing, and that helped us connect. Because this was before I even started working on Thriller the Hunt too. Like we just was getting to know each other and you know, building a friendship. And I think that was you know, that's very important when you know, trying to work with somebody and be in a studio with them. It's actually having a friendship or some type of relationship with that person that you're working with, because it gets kind of corny when y'all just sending stuff through emails and shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like actually being in the store. I want to fill you out.
Right.
So and that was one thing about him. Like he never was like, no, I'm gonna send it through email or text message type of guy. He like, nah, you got to pull up. So, you know what I'm saying? That helped me even like now with people I work with. You know what I'm saying? I still do it every now and then, but I like actually being in the same room with somebody I'm working with because it helps, you know, the chemistry come out on the record. And I think that's how it was when we started working on, you know, when he was sending me the beats. He's working on the beats for Thriller the Hunt too. I had a vision, but I was able to tell him, okay, this is, you know, this is my name. This is the cover we trying to go for, you know, and this is kind of like the content I'm trying to go for. And, you know, it just meshed so well because he made 10 beats that went perfect with that project.
Right.
Like that's still one of my most cohesive projects to date. Like it's no project that I got out there that's more cohesive than that project. So, just us just sitting down and just us both being, we both got the same ear for music. Like we both love the same type of music. So that just helps. Like, you know what I'm saying? He serves more as a brother to me. So, you know, when you able to be in the same studio, in the same room with somebody that you have that closeness with, y'all able to make some good music.
Right. Facts. Speaking of which, that's a perfect segue to the next thing. I'm gonna play one of my favorite joints off the Thriller the Hunt 2. This one, Sandcastles. I gotta play a little bit of this. So, and for y'all people that's watching that didn't get any of the CDs or not, listen, man, I need to go pick all three of them shits up. But this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna play this right now. Sandcastles. Let me turn to me. Got turned up. All right.
This bar straight up out that crack era. Every line can sniff with a straw. I'm strapped up, but I still could put a fist to your jaw. It took my pops a jail bill for him to listen to God. I held a grudge so big it couldn't fit in my palms. It's deep when I know the shit I spit in these songs. More impactful on the kids than the scripture from songs. My nigga said the first time he read a scripture from songs was from a tattoo. His pops had stitched on his arm. Every time I'm spitting, I speak a page of my life. It's gonna take more than a streak just to read a page of my mind. They tell us crime pays, but keep on changing the price. Them diamonds dancing, cause niggas was Lisa Ray with the white. Grass cut, so it's easy to see a snake in my sight. Pistols cocking, them niggas don't squeeze and aim at the sky. These bars sharp and still, I keep a blade when I write. And I've been through some shit, you can see the pain in my eyes. Man.
That's that shit. That's the shit right there.
I had to take a
I
moment
remember when he
of
sent me
silence.
that beat, I just was like, "Oh, this is fire! It's
Yo,
different."
like
Man, the
I can
guitars
listen
on
to
that
you.
shit.
Like I think you moved up into like one of my favorite artists now. Like I heard you before, but then once this came together, I was like, let me listen again. And I'm like, cause I'm a dude that loves lyrics and
Mm-hmm.
content. Like people saying hip hop is dead. No, it ain't dead. It's still out there. You just gotta listen and find them.
Yeah.
So once I like out of all your joints, which one? And I kind of hate this question because it's kind of like it's putting the artists against their work, but it's fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask anyway. Out of all the projects, which one is your favorite project?
My favorite project.
Yeah,
Well, it have to be Thriller the Hunt too, because that's my most cohesive. Like,
Thriller.
just the way that came together, it really, like, it's for me. It's rare for me to do something. Like, I usually have all these ideas in my head.
Mm,
It's hard to put that shit on paper and actually like bring that shit to life sometimes,
right.
especially when you're working with another person because they may not have the same vision as you.
Mm-hmm.
But that is one project where it came out exactly the way it was in my head. So that's my favorite project that's out right now.
All right, because I know I was reading certain comments and stuff like that. Some people were saying like this was your best body of work as opposed to the Juno. I kind of disagree. I like because I just think that it depends on how you look at it. You know, when you judge it music, right? So it's like sometimes you got albums that are more commercially appealing. Like there's nothing commercial about you, period. I hope you stay that way. You know, but for me, when I listen to music, I always listen to the content, the beat selection, and stuff like that. You know, I actually think that the Juno project was actually you excelling, you know, sense, you know, for me. But people feel like, I guess because of how the way you put it, where it was like how the project came together, people are more attached to that than Juno. But I love Juno. Like, I can
Juno
listen
got one of my favorite songs I ever did, Royalty. That's one of my favorite songs. But to be honest with you, I got an album coming out this summer that's better than all the shit I got out.
oh, shit. The Essence, right?
No, not the Essence.
So wait. So you
I'm
got something else?
Yeah, it's another. It's a L, but this is my first. This is definitely my first LP. Like this album is like an hour long. I'm spitting on there. I got different. Just like the content is like it's growth in the content.
Right.
Because I'm actually putting songs together. I'm giving y'all hooks. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving y'all a full project, and that shit is honestly my best album to date. But as far as like the ones out, I would have to go with Thriller the Hunt too because it's the most cohesive. But Juno got one of my favorite songs that I've ever did, and that's Royalty. Like that's one of my favorite joints.
See, you done answered my question. I was gonna ask you what your favorite song. So I already got the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Royalty. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Royalty like one of my favorite joints I done did so far. Royalty and Today.
Yeah.
Just because it was
That
so
was Juno,
fun,
right?
like kind of writing those. It was fun in a way. Just
What you
you
said?
know. Just because those was like it was a little fun writing those. Like for me, I've always been like I express myself through my music. Honestly, I always was one of them kids that didn't talk or express myself too much growing up. But like my music is how I express myself now. In those two songs, I was like, oh, I'm able to really like say how I feel, no
Right.
filter type shit. Like I'm about to
Right.
go in.
Right. I was gonna ask too, because like, sometimes, a lot of when I was reading, some people was like they was kind of feel like they was being swindled in a sense because like, yo, you only giving me like a 16 bars
I
and
was
that's
reading
it.
it.
Like
Yeah.
you stop it. Like people like I want more. Like me, I was like,
Yeah. I was
like,
reading those comments and I just was like, y'all don't even know what I got. This is because listen, I come from the mixtape era, like where I grew up listening to music. We came from mixtape eras where the people put out 2 or 3 mixtapes before they put an album out.
Right.
You can't just come out the gate putting out good songs and wasting them shits. Like I come
Fact.
from, okay, you get on there, ain't no hooks, just spit, just rap. That's the era I come out of. Like Fab, 50, Wayne, all them niggas was doing that. Gotti, they was rapping. They wasn't putting songs on their mixtape. So that's all. I'm just like kind of got that type of mentality with it. Like, when you had to go to the store and buy the mixtapes or download them shits from LimeWire, like that's the era I come from.
I remember LimeWire. Shit. Listen, you need to stop telling your age, girl.
Yeah. That's the era I come from. So when people be saying that shit, I be like, yo, yeah, I don't know. Maybe but I don't know. That's where I come from, man. You gotta warm the streets up first, man.
Yo, you just said LimeWire, B. Don't
LimeWire.
Yo,
LimeWire. That was an
yo,
era,
I'm done.
man.
I'm done. Yo, LimeWire used to be the shit till they turned that joint down.
Man.
All my music off that. No, I ain't gonna
Yo, it's so
speculate.
crazy because like I used to when I was in like middle school, I was this is when I was still living in Buffalo too. Like I used to burn CDs off LimeWire and go to school and sell them shits.
Yo, facts. Yo,
I used to come home with all kind of money.
yo, I used to do the same shit. I used to be like, yo, got them. Shout out to man Troy Ave. Like Troy Ave was the first. He put me on to the joint because he used to like do his songs and take like other people's shit and put his verses on there instead of a mixtape. So I'm like, yo, because I grew up in Rutland Road, 9OZ, and he was like over there on Troy Ave over there. So he was kind of in the mix. So I'm like, yo, stop doing that. So go on LimeWire. Yo, burn this shit. Put that on there. Put this shit together. Yo, son, I used to be killing. And yo, that took me off. I used to side kicking all that. I used to buy side kicking. Yo, listen, don't tell your age. Stop it.
Somebody said LimeWire will fuck your shit. It used to. I fucked up a lot of computers fucking with that shit. But man, that's where that was the one spot I knew how to get music from online because it's not like how it is now. Like shit,
right?
Unless you're gonna go to the store and go hit the bootleg man up, but
facts.
You know, that was the spot I used to go to.
Like in the city in Manhattan, I used to go to 28th Street. Used to get my CDs and all that.
Yeah, they said this man.
Yo,
man, my mom used to be mad cool with the bootleg man. He'll come through with all kind of shit, like.
Yo, shout out to the bootleggers out. Shout out to
man, that's an era, man. That was the era.
I be telling people, man, like, yo, man, this era, y'all ain't lived until y'all need to go back.
They don't know how that shit feel.
And experience dial-up and shit like that. Going outside and AOL, going outside playing ball, coming back 20%. All right, let's go back. You know what I mean? Shit
For
was
real.
Crazy back in the days.
I told my little sisters that all the time because I got a 17-year-old little sister. I'm like, you don't even know, like, you ain't experienced nothing. You ain't had no fun. Y'all ain't got nothing. They ain't got shit, y'all. It's nothing. It's not even no spots that they go hang out like now. Like, when I was coming up, we had spots that we used to go hang out at. Like,
facts.
It ain't even like that no more. Like, everything is online. They communicate through FaceTime.
Right. So since we're on the subject, what was your favorite, like, back in the day game and shit like that? Like, outside activity? For me, it was like manhunt and shit, like Skelly and all that. What was yours?
It's so crazy. Me and my cousins and my friends, we used to make a day out of just walking. Just walking, being nosy, going on the block, just walking through the streets. Like that was our day. I was a girl. I wasn't really into like just playing basketball and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I got to a certain age, and I would say when I got a teenager, like that was like we just used to make a thing out of walking around. And we used to walk for like a minute. Like we used to walk miles, blocks.
Right.
It used to be this one spot in Buffalo. It used to be the skate rink called Arcadia. I used to be there every weekend.
Somebody was telling me about that shit. I think it was Rashida was telling me about that.
Yeah, this is a spot that used to be in Buffalo. I used to be there every weekend. They shut that shit down though. But yeah, that was. Say it again.
You could skate?
Nah, I used to go there to be fast, go see the boys. I wasn't trying to skate. Hell no, I wasn't skating.
Come on, say
I actually tried one time and I fell, busted my ass. I was like, nah, I'm good on that.
You was in the kiddie park, huh?
I used to sit. Nah, it used to be like, I don't think most of the people that came there used to go to skate. We used to just go there to hang out, socialize. What? Man, we ain't go there to skate. We go there trying to be fast.
Skate, that's the best part of going there. I mean, you go there trying to, like, as a dude, you go there trying to pick up girls.
When you a kid, like, I was a teenager, like 15, 16, I wasn't trying to skate. I'm trying to be fast.
Stop trying to tell your age. Like, you trying
to yeah.
Yo, they gonna put two together. Wait, 15,
man, they gonna know.
Shit,
they should know. I told niggas what my age was on my birthday. I ain't old, so. But yeah, that was shit. We used to go try to be fast, man. We weren't trying to sweat our hair out. We trying to be cute.
those are the.
But it's different for girls and boys, like
Right, like man, it's nothing like back in the days, man. It's crazy. So like right now, like who was like if there was one person like in the game right now that you would want to do a song with, like who would that person be?
One person I want to do a song with. I mean, I don't. It's not really a lot of people I want to do a song with because I always look at it like if it happens, it happens. But like, I would love to do a joint with Nas. I said something on Twitter like a couple months ago where I said, I mean, I feel like it's far-fetched, but I would love to do a joint with Lauryn Hill. That'd be like some nut shit.
Ooh.
You know, but I mean, everybody want me to do a song with Rhapsody, of course.
I was just about to say that. Yo.
Everybody want that. That's like,
yo, I'm gonna try to make that happen, B, because I know some people that know Rhapsody. I need to make that work. Like I've been known to like pick people together and make some classic shit. I'm gonna make that happen. I need to hear that because we was just
that'd be dope.
Day,
that'd be super dope. I actually started listening to Rhapsody when I got to college, like, and I remember listening to her. I was like, yo, she a female, and she talking about real shit. And I think this was around the time she had got nominated for her Grammy too. And I was like, yo, this shit is different. I ain't not in this day and age. I was like, no, I ain't hearing. Like, I just wasn't really hip to like what was going on underground.
Right.
So when I was listening to her, I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, she talking about some real shit.
Right.
And the shit is like fire. And I'm like, yo, she getting nominated for Grammys. Like, why is she not being like? I was like, nah, man. Why I ain't heard about her before this?
Right.
But that shit inspired me, like, cause it was some things I battled with the lane I'm in, because I had people telling me I had to be a certain way to, you know, get where I'm at. So, you know, she kind of inspired me with that type of shit, like to just stay comfortable and, you know, create a lane for myself and, you know what I'm saying? Just be you.
Right. Yeah, I definitely want to hear you in Rhapsody joint, you know, if that ever come to fruition. Even if I had no part in getting set up, once I hear it, I'm like, I set that up, yeah.
That'd be fire. She definitely played a part in like just inspiring me, you know, as a female, to just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of artists out here who are perpetuating a lane that that's not really them. So, you know, they doing it because of, you know the politics behind the shit. I ain't even gotta say, like, you know.
Yeah, for clout. That's it.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, so give me your top 3 male and female hip hop artists of all time. Top 3 male and female.
Okay, so for female, of course, in no specific order, it have to definitely be Rhapsody, Lauryn Hill, and I'm going with Jean Grey. Jean Grey, that's my top 3 females. Now we saying males, of course I'm going with Nas, DMX, and Jay-Z.
Ah, okay, Nas, DMX, Jay-Z. Okay, yeah. No Biggie in there?
Biggie's in there, but if I put Biggie, I gotta take, like, I don't know, DMX. I grew up off DMX. That was like my favorite rapper ever growing up. So if I put Biggie, now I gotta take DMX. I'm not taking DMX.
No. You know what? Forget I said that. I don't want to influence.
But Biggie is in my top 5 though.
Okay, all right.
Don't forget I said that.
Because sometimes I gotta get out my own way. Sometimes I try to influence my answers on people. I gotta stop doing that. So fuck that. You DMX. All right, we good. Yeah. All right, so let's play a little game right quick. It's called, I'm gonna call it Shade Fades. All right, so it's always Fades. I just put the first name and put the Fades.
Gotcha.
All right, so your favorite. Okay, let's start off with this. Who is your favorite current artist?
Is it a specific genre you want me to get?
Specific genre.
Let me think. Who I listen to the most right now? I'm an R&B girl. Like, I listen to more R&B than rap. So
that's facts. I do too.
I think my favorite right now will have to be. I like Summer Walker. She dope to me.
Summer Walker is real dope.
I like Summer Walker. Like, her whole album, I still play that shit. So I probably have to go with her or Kehlani. Or you know, I do like that one. What's the one girl name? The one that signed the J. Cole label. Dang, I can't think of her name.
J. Cole?
Yeah, she just put out a album last year called Shea Butter, something.
Not the one that just came out. The light skinned girl with the short hair came out with the video. She came out like
she a chocolate girl. She a dark skinned girl.
Oh, she dark. Damn.
Oh man, what's her name?
I gotta look into that one.
Damn.
J. Cole. I got a computer right here.
Yeah, he got an R&B artist on. Oh, Ari Lennox. Ari Lennox. My bad. I
Ari,
can't think of
oh,
her name.
Ari,
Yeah,
Ari.
yeah.
There
I,
you
I
go.
I fuck with her heavy. I liked her album last year. But yeah, it's between Summer Walker and Ari Lennox.
You gotta pick one. Pick one.
Okay, Summer Walker, just because I listened to her a little bit more.
Number one. All right. What is your favorite book to read?
Four Agreements.
Which one?
The Four Agreements.
The Four Agreements. Oh, I
Yeah,
never heard that one. What's that about?
it's a wisdom book. I think I got the book over here.
I'm gonna write that
I
down.
done read that
Four
book like
Agreements.
20 times.
Who's the author?
Don Miguel. Don Miguel.
Don Miguel.
Yeah. That's like my
And it said
favorite.
the
I done read
Four
that book like
Agreements,
5
right?
times.
The Four Agreements. Don Miguel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that. I like to ask that question because I like to read, so I like to steal people's favorite books. So I always
Yeah.
ask that question.
Yeah,
What's
it's
your
a
favorite
short book. It's a short book. It's a wisdom book, but it's helped even like just help me deal with just certain things just in life. It'll help you even look at, parents and stuff different. Like it's a dope ass book. So
I'm gonna read that. Four Agreements by
yeah.
Don Miguel.
Don
Okay.
Miguel.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Stolen. What is your favorite hobby?
What is my favorite hobby? That's interesting. Cause I'm such a chill person. I mean, you know what? Lately, I've been into like just studying skincare. I don't know if that's a hobby, but I've been studying skincare in my free time. Just experiment different products because I said it in one of my songs, and I'm serious about it too. I actually want to start my own skincare line in the future. That's like a 5-year plan for me. Laura's willing, so but I just been studying that in my free time. I actually enjoy, I get some type of fulfillment out of doing that. So it's a boring hobby, but
No, I mean it's your hobby. It ain't boring. You know what I'm saying? Look at what was that thing that made a whole bunch of money and he left? That's that shit. What was the name? Proactive, right?
yeah.
They made a whole bunch of money. Like, you know what? Exit stage left.
Yeah,
You know
because it was a lot of bullshit with that. Like, like with proactive, that was something that came out when I was a teenager, and that was something that a lot of even dermatologists was telling, kids to use with acne problems. But it actually made my skin way worse when I started using it. And it has something to do with the ingredients in it, but that's what I'm really trying to study before I start my shit up. But yeah, I could sit and look that shit up all day long, like just sit and study
Listen,
and read
once
shit.
you do that, let me know. I want to be an investor in that. Okay, want some stocks?
Oh man, listen, definitely.
Some shares in that. I'm all about making my money multiply. Right?
Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite sport to play and watch?
I'm not a sports girl. I don't mind. I used to actually like playing basketball, but I kind of, I got to that phase where I started growing up and messing with boys, so I didn't want to do it anymore. So, but I mean, I used to like doing that. I'm not really a sports person though. I used to watch basketball with my brother, but he don't really watch it like that no more. So, I don't can't even really say a sport.
All right. So, what is your? I asked that. Where is your favorite place to unwind?
At my house. You get some people that's gonna say the studio and shit. I can't unwind in the studio. Like I unwind at home with a glass of wine, some music playing, candles lit.
Oh,
Some weird type shit.
That ain't weird. That's perfect vibes right there.
Man, that's I can unwind. Like
listen, I'm not gonna ask that. I'm gonna ask that after these because I don't want to get into that right now. Right. So where's your favorite subject in school?
English. I used to like math too. I had like 100 average in trigonometry when I was in high school. Yeah, I had 100 average. If I still had the report card, I'll show you. Like
Hold up, B.
I had 100 in trigonometry.
You had 100 average in trigonometry?
In trigonometry, I had 100. I had 100. Like I I was intrigued by numbers and all that other shit like that came with that. Like, yeah.
What did DJ Khaled say? You smart.
I used to be into that shit, but I hated science and social studies though.
Yo, trigger. You know, like when I was in college, right? I used to. It was what subject? Oh, it was math, but it was they used to give me this shit called what's that? Pi, right? I used to hate that shit, like pi, 316 equal MC square type shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
But I think that might be because I wasn't good at geometry, but I was good at trigonometry, which was weird. Like I had 100 in trigonometry, but I wasn't really good in geometry.
And and trigonometry is like
that's a step up from geometry, yeah. So it was weird. It was weird. But nothing I learned in geometry was used really in trigonometry, which was crazy. Like a lot of stuff that I learned in geometry, I don't ever remember learning in trigonometry.
100?
Yeah, I had 100. I'm telling you, like, I'll take a picture of that joint if I could find it. My mom might still have it, but man.
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta pull that.
I used to love English too, but like I had a teacher when I was in high school. Her name was Mrs. Burke. She really got me like, she was the first teacher to introduce me to poetry. So that kind of like made me like English a lot too. Yeah.
Facts. Yeah. Listen, I gotta talk to you about something like, listen, finance. Like, listen, dude, keep this shit.
Man.
All right, what is you got me that, you said that, but no. So that was but you. What is your favorite rap song of all time?
I gotta choose one.
One.
That's hard.
One.
Well, if I'm gonna choose one, because I got a few, but I would have to think. But if I could just choose one off the top of my head, dang, I just thought of something. Well, it'll probably be. I narrow it down to two. Either, Nas, I Gave You Power, or DMX Slipping, but probably DMX Slipping, just because that's very prominent in my childhood. That song. That song in particular,
yeah. It's crazy. I was actually talking to what's her name, to Vita the other day. I'm gonna get her on. She shared some DMX stories and stuff like that. And I think she brought up Slipping. If I could recall, she said something about Slipping. But yeah, man, DMX, man, like people don't understand how hard it is to do 2 albums in 1 year and both go platinum in 1 year.
Man.
That's fucking.
And they both classics.
Poof, like I don't think no other rapper gonna do that.
But just his vulnerability, like he just was so vulnerable on that song. That was one of them songs where I told you where I was like, he just was so honest in his stories and his struggles. Because at that time, it wasn't really cool to just come out and admit that you got a drug problem. Like, right. Yeah, like that wasn't nothing that was cool to admit. So I'm just like listening to that shit like, yo, I'm like, I ain't never did nothing he talking about in this song, but I just felt that shit because I was a kid growing up listening to that shit. My mom, introduced me to that song, like, and I just remember seeing her, what I'm saying, when she cleaned up the house and she crying playing that song, like that shit was different.
Like, my mom all emotional DMX.
Man,
she don't even listen to him now. You saw that he had like a little prayer, like a little sermon he had on his Instagram live.
I didn't see it. I heard about it. I didn't see it.
Oh, you gotta watch that.
Yeah, like, he's ordained. He's definitely because I've seen some other stuff that he's done before, like and that's a lot. That's another reason why he's one of my favorite too, because he's very honest about just where he stands spiritually. He's always been very vocal about that, and I just think that's very dope.
Because a quick story, we went when a Bad Boy concert that came out here to Charlotte. I was backstage. And then, they always, I used to see before it came to Charlotte, they used to do the prayer. So when it actually came to Charlotte, I was back there and DMX did the prayer. Like to experience his prayer in live, real life. Yo,
he's so passionate about it.
Passionate. I was like, whoa. Like I would close my head, bow my head. I was into it because he was just giving it like raw, like, and it's authentic. It's nothing fake about his prayers and nothing like that. Like he's just gonna give it to you how it is. Like shout out to DMX, man. Like there's a few things I tell people. Like when you see it on TV, you can never get the feeling when you actually there in real life.
Yeah.
That's one thing I always wanted to experience to see a live DMX prayer. This
Yeah.
shit's crazy. All right. Your favorite verse you ever wrote?
Probably Fall the Room. Fall the Room, I would say.
Okay. And
Yeah.
which song is that on?
That's on Thriller the Hunt too.
Thriller the Hunt
That
too?
was one of the first. That was actually one of the first singles we put out for that album.
Hold up. You know I got reference, right? What song?
Fall the Room.
All right, Fall the Road. Okay, hold up. We gonna play. You let me know if I gotta speed up or go faster, so we can hear that verse. That's why I'm glad I got this shit right here. I'm like, I need this shit when I ain't in the yeah. All right.
There it is.
The first verse. It was on the
It's
first.
only one verse. You know that. It's only one verse.
Hey. Stop it now.
I need another way to get my dough straight.
Hold on. I had to take the preview part off. There we go. We're gonna it says only one verse?
It's only one verse. It's a long verse,
We're gonna let this rock.
For a low wage. Need another way to get my dough straight.
Drug dealer was my soulmate. Rolling
Just
riches,
flipping birds with all these new road rage.
I don't care if these hoes hate. Today I let you bitches get
to me, Satan gon' feel a cold day.
I gotta give God the most praise. And my nigga do too. I won't date a nigga who don't pray.
Oh, that was a good question he just asked.
Use the money as a flute to expose snakes. My killers on you trying to locate. And they ain't wearing baggy clothes, just turtlenecks and gold chains. All my murders is a cold case. All my niggas making moves like an episode of Soul Train. I treat the music like the dope game. Pharmacy the fiends before they get it. They gotta pay me the co-pays. I'ma give them the old shade. Before a bitch cross me, she better look both ways. Wasn't overnight, I got it at a slow pace. I just got on every single beat and I told pain. Did it 10 toes, that's 2 feet on the ground. My food for thought is like a cooked meal from deep in the south. The living room is like a bedroom, had to sleep on the couch. Opportunities knocking, I give the keys to the house. All I needed was a solid plug. So I gotta keep it forward. Ain't no friendly competition, nigga. All I see is war. Speak all this rap shit, I gotta keep it forward. Got your favorite rapper blood, and he's calling seeing floors. The leg greedy they fall. The chalk was a teaching that I bought, nigga. Black every line on that shit. Somebody asked a good question in here. He said, why I think, he said, why do you believe the industry hasn't accepted you as of yet? They scared?
Answer that.
I don't know, man. They could be scared. I was just having this conversation with my friend a couple of days ago. They might be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep doing me, putting out good music, at some point.
You know what I think it is, too? I just think that because of where music is at now, sonically, like there is, if somebody coming with real rap and real bars, they're like, it's not like they don't want, they scared of it, or they want it, they just like, okay, hold on right quick. Let me get to this shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think that until somebody comes in with enough force and backing behind them, because that's what I always say. I always say, like, yo, all the artists that's Boss Swift, they need to do back in the days how they used to all jump on one track. Jump on one track, put that shit out. Because then you're going to get the people like me. There's a whole bunch of us out there that like bars is going to be like, yeah, that's what we want. Boom, boom, boom. And that rush is going to come. But until that happens, it's not, I'm not going to say it's never going to come out. It's going to take longer to make that transition back to real bars because all this is fucking killing it right now.
Yeah, it's not what's like being a woman with bars, you know what I'm saying, and just coming from where I come from is just not what's it's not really what's popular in the industry right now.
Right.
Because that's not what they looking for. So
but
like somebody just said in the comments, like it don't matter, I'm still coming. I'm still not gonna it's not gonna stop me, you know what I'm saying? So
and like like I said, I'm a person that like, real rap, real bars. And back when Nas, when he was like, yo, hip hop is dead, I praised that because it was like, that was like right in the transition where the mumble rap and all that shit was coming out. So, you know, he put that out there like hip hop is dead. And people was kind of not receptive as they are to it, like how the OGs are now. They're like, yo, when Nas said that back then, but this is what he was referring to ahead of his time to what's going on now. You know, I just like, you know, Jada Kidd just released a crazy album. Like, yo, and nobody's talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And like, and the only person that I say that I say for me, I always say to everybody, I'm like the only person that I say can make that transition and bring that and bridge that gap is Drake, because Drake, he playing it so cool.
He's great with that.
He got bars, but he still give you that shit that people want to hear, but he still hit you with bars. I'm like, if Drake was like,
he got bars,
but
they don't even like to hear it, because I argue with people on Twitter about this all the time. I wouldn't say argue, but because, you know, what I like is what I like. But I've been saying Drake has bars, but he does a great job at giving you that, but also giving you that the shit that, of course, the industry is looking for, like you said, like, you know what I'm saying? What's in, but it don't, to me, he's one of those artists, he does it. Yeah, it may, some stuff I may not really like, but he doesn't do it in a corny way to me. Like, it seems like, oh, nah, he meant to do that song, and that shit sound fire to me. So, you know, he's a great example of that.
Which one you talking about? That little 1-2 step song?
Yeah, I ain't like that joint. I ain't gonna hold you.
That shit hard.
I ain't gonna hold you. I did not like that joint.
That's hard. I can't get jiggy with that shit. But that's what I'm talking about with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drake is a dope lyricist, but he conforms to what the industry standard is, right?
He puts out good music, man.
But that's not what we want to hit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pusha T. That's my man too.
Pusha T, yeah.
Did I get that? All right. My last favorite. Your favorite piece of advice someone ever gave you?
Someone never gave me?
Someone ever gave you. Your best piece of advice. Favorite piece of advice.
I mean, just as far as being myself and just investing in myself. You know, when I went to a show, I had a showcase in Atlanta, and when I was out there, things didn't go the way that I wanted it to go, or I would say I expected it to go. But I got some advice when I was out there, and just as far as just me being myself, because again, I told you how I had people in my ear telling me I had to be a certain way, you know what I'm saying, to get any type of attention or get the success that I have now. They told me I had to be a certain way. I'm like, well, I haven't, you know, conformed to any way that y'all told me to be, and I, you know, got here just being myself.
Right.
So I think that was really the best advice I've gotten, because from that point on, I just was on go mode, and I just was like focused, but it was a different type of focus where I wasn't focusing on trying to get on the radio or get a certain group of people to like me. I said, I'm just going to put myself out there, and whoever fucks with it, you know, they're going to gravitate to it, but I'm not for everybody. And I understand that. So, you know, that was like some good advice that kind of had me on go mode after. All right.
My last couple of questions. What keeps you inspired to do music? Because a lot of times, you know, whenever you're doing anything, you're gonna, you know, run into a bump in the road and be like, shit, do I still want to do this shit? What keeps you going? What keeps you inspired?
I had a moment like that, because if I'm going back to the showcase I had in Atlanta, man, I got asked to do a showcase out there, and I had a whole thing planned where I was supposed to go out there with somebody. They canceled on me the day before.
Oh, wow.
So I had to figure some shit out, because I just was like, nah, this might be my trip. This might be the trip that's going to get me where I need to get, you know, even though it didn't, but it taught me something. So, you know, my brother, we ended up working some shit out with my brother. He got me a plane ticket to come back home, but it was no leaving flights that next day to go there. So I had to get on a Greyhound by myself and take a 24-hour ride out to Atlanta. So I get to Atlanta, and the showcase that I got asked to do was that night. I go to the showcase, you know, I get on the stage and start performing, and I'm getting booed. Got booed. And, you know, I went through some other shit too with family during that trip. And it kind of discouraged me, because I remember coming back home. I'm like, you know, not only did I take a loss with, like, you know, just as far as me having to go out there with that showcase, but I took a risk and a loss with my money, because I came back home broke. I'm like, I got bills to pay. Like, but I thought this was going to be my big break. But, you know, I couldn't see the gem in that. It took me a minute, but it taught me persistence, as far as being persistent in yourself and keep investing into yourself, and patience as well, because that's advice that I would give to somebody who may be on an up and coming, or who may be at that stage that I was at that time, is stay persistent, have patience and invest in yourself. And I did all three of those things on that trip, and it turned into something even greater later on, because I had a producer reach out to me a few months later to go and record an EP with him out in Chicago. And, the songs that I got, actually, I got the song Champion from going out to a session out there in Chicago. And that was the song that got my, attention from Special. So, it was a silver lining in it, but, it was from that one trip, I was, I learned some things about myself. And if it's something that you really want, you got to be persistent in it, and you got to invest in yourself. You got to have patience too, because nothing good comes overnight, so
hold on, I was about to cry. That was
because that was, I'm telling you, it was a struggle trying to keep going after that, because I remember coming back home, I was like, I don't think this shit for me. Like, I remember telling everybody around me, like, yeah, I don't think this shit for me. I ain't got the energy for this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking losses with money, all kind of shit. Nah, man, this ain't for me.
I'm glad you shared that, because for a lot of artists, it's, and you look at it and you think that, compared to back in the days and now with social media, people think that it's easier now, so to speak, right? Because of social media and everything like that. But I always tell people it's harder now to get in, because the attention is so, everything is out there on Front Street. So it's like the information is there. It's not like back in the days when you had like somebody like yourself back in the day that they would come and spit in bars like, oh shit, you might scoop him up. But now you spit in bars, everybody can see it, like, all right, what's next? You know what I mean? So
yeah, you got to be very patient with this shit, I'm telling you. I mean, it's like, even it's things that, I mean, before he even had to tell me, I knew Special story as far as with his music. He had been doing it for almost 15 years before I even met him.
But yeah,
him and Benny, like, growing up in Buffalo, I seen Benny as a kid, like passing out like CDs young. You know what I'm saying? When he was dropping his mixtapes, like, they've been on the grind for a minute. So it's really, you really gotta have patience with this shit. Like,
it's crazy. So let the people know what's you currently working on. I know you say you got the LP, got the Essence coming out. What can they look forward to? You know what? I want to cancel 2020. I won't even say 2020. I hate mentioning 2020.
Yeah, this year is just a hot mess.
This shit is a fucking dub. Yo. So what you working on in the near future? I don't want to mention those 4 numbers again.
Well, I do have. Hopefully, this is the only project I dropped this year, because I really just want a fresh start for 2021. But I have an album coming out this summer. I told you about. I'm actually making an announcement next month about that. There's a EP. I announced and told everyone that I've been producing since I was like 15 years old, and I recently got back into production, and I'm actually. Hopefully in the near future, y'all will actually be hearing something, a whole project self-produced by myself. So maybe y'all be hearing that soon. And I actually have a project in mind, but I don't want to say anything too soon. So the Essence, of course, I have that to look forward to. I'm really taking my time with that, because that's my debut album. So I've did maybe like 2 or 3 different cuts for that. So it's just about getting it to where, how I want it to sound, and I haven't got there yet. So, just really working on that. I got an album coming out, and I'm making an announcement next month, and it's with someone that I think everybody would be happy to hear me, do an album with. So,
hey, hold up.
Yeah.
Can you slide in my inbox and let me know so I can be prepared?
Let me ask him. Let me ask him first. Let me ask him first, because he trying to be real low with it though. But,
listen, I shot my shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Man,
right?
that's a fact. But man, it's gonna be actually, it's in about a week we're gonna announce it. So y'all be getting that soon.
I can wait.
What's up, Knots? That's one of my favorite producers too.
All right, so before we go, I want you to give. Let me see. Give me, what was your favorite song? Was Royalty, you saying?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs I done did so far. Yeah.
Which one? Okay. On which joint is that on? That's the second one?
That's Juno, yeah.
All right, hold on. We're going to play that. We're going to rock that out. And then you're going to give your final word. And then that's going to be, I love this interview, man. I love when I interview and I can just relate to like real hip hop artists. Like, I love it. This was dope. All right, hold on. Let's go to Juno.
We got Knots. We got my little sister.
What's up, little sis? What up, Knox?
Lala.
Everybody, I took the shit
Lala
off. I can't
Chi.
even see no more. I can't even see the people on Instagram. You can see them. And I'm like sitting back here.
Oh, yeah, you far away.
Camera right there. All right, so let's play.
How y'all doing? What's up?
Royalty. So introduce a song for the people right now before we play it.
Oh, man, this is Ché Noir featuring Class Murder and Street Justice, two of my favorite rappers, out right now. Royalty from Juno.
Start it over. Here we go.
Produced by 38 Special.
Yeah, so many kids in my city dying is tragic. When I got that phone call, I couldn't hide my reaction.
Got it from the motherland.
My glasses, they make the funeral, but if I did, I probably would have climbed in a casket. Like this precious, I can't help but cherish. Classmate told me my father was a fiend, man.
I make projects.
It was hell in their marriage.
I might only be hitting y'all with one project this year.
So now she feeling like she felt as a parent. Got a sister that I used to be close with, now we don't speak as much. Miscommunication between us, but we don't keep in touch. They say you change when they ain't keeping up. I move different, I see why we don't agree as much. I know blood thicker than water, but that's hard to convince.
My family cost me more than a friend. That's what you use with water to rinse.
No paybacks, a bitch, I still in charge of sick.
But now it's glamorized.
Dark where the lots is vacant. The spots vandalized, the judge holding court in the street. Before camera rise, these young niggas lost in the street. And make them fantasize, get shot trying to run from police. I guess the plan is hard to let your blood soak in the street. Before sanitize, you live by the code in the streets. Or just standing by, the track the poetry back. The cracks accordingly. I took clientele from cats.
Like authority.
I back the call the key with niggas that was towards me. We put China on the runway like a more lead. I stack quarterly, blue packs like an orderly. Adapt more accordingly, kids rats trap accordingly. Don't talk about hunger and thirst if you lack loyalty. When you mention
Love you too, big head.
I never say what you told me. I never told you what I did with them joints you bought me. Being fly or broke don't mean
nothing.
Go to the street, trade for a zip. Now
We hustling.
that was the second grade. $250,000 later, we see better days. I built the empire with hands that ain't ever prayed. I done paid bills and houses.
This is I ain't never stayed. Hey,
Remember when I used to serve at
at the old McDonald's. That's why these bitches throwing a box. I should have played the man in the middle. Man. Class went crazy. Class blacked on that.
Yeah. Everybody blacked on
Man, he said I should have played the man in the middle.
Who, somebody have a request? Listen, hold up. Where's that? Which one? Which EP was that on? 2?
Which one?
The man in the middle.
Oh no, I was saying that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said I should have played the man in the middle.
Yo, one more time, Miss Noah, man. Let the people know where they can. I don't want to let you go. I gotta do some shit. I know you gotta do some shit. I'm like, shit, I want to go over there. I got my wine and shit. I'm chilling,
ready?
man.
You comfy?
I'm comfy. I'm like, shit. I don't know if you can find you on the social media platform,
man. Instagram and Twitter, Ché _Noir, CHE_NOIR. Y'all look for. I got an announcement coming in a couple weeks too, though. So.
And she said she's gonna let me know early.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. I gotta ask them, man, because they really on my back about this. Like, they don't want me telling nobody.
All right, listen, you swore to secrecy. I get it. It's cool. You know,
Yeah.
I tell you, but before you make the announcement, right before you make the announcement, shoot me a DM.
Got you. I do that. That works.
Listen, I'm gonna hold you to that now.
I got you.
All right, hold you to that. Yo, it's your boy, Mr. C.O. Mcclain, man. I want to thank you, Mr. Ché Noir, for coming through. Make sure you check it out, y'all. Yo, I love the interview. Great. Your vibe, your energy.
I had fun.
Yo, you listen. Two things from you. I'm definitely gonna let me know when the next EP come out. That's gonna be my biggest one. My biggest one, I gotta hear you and Rhapsody on the track together.
Man, listen, let's put that out there, man.
Yo,
like, let's put that energy out there.
I made my peoples up. I'm gonna try to push the agenda.
Yeah.
You know, so as much as I can. I gotta hear you.
Let's put that energy out there, man. Let's hopefully we can get that done soon, man.
Take out hope. Hope is not in the vocabulary.
Yeah, got you.
Will.
Yeah,
right?
it will.
All right. Ché Noir, thank you for rocking out with me, girl. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right, one love, girl.
All right, you take care.
You too, now. Thank you. All right, y'all. Another classic one-on-one interview with your boy, Mr. C.O. Mcclain. That was my girl, Ché Noir, man. Listen, if y'all are not up on her music, go get it, man. Yo, she got Juno out right now. The Thrill of the Hunt, the Thrill of the Hunt 2 out right now. Just go Google it. You go pick that up, man. Incredible artist. Yo, let me tell you, man. Like, y'all know me doing interviews and stuff like that. I'm very particular in who I reach out to, who I want to do interviews with. She was one artist that was on my radar that I had to get on. I had to sit down and talk with her. Yo, make sure y'all go get her music. I'm telling y'all. And all this mumble shit, this is a thing. Mumble rap is just a thing. Real rap, real bars, never left. It's always here to stay. Ché Noir got real rap, real bars, man. Once again, it's your boy, C.O. Mcclain, man. NoAdvisory, you know what it is. Sounding on.
Shoot an op and he don't die, that's the